Good morning. Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara, day 5 of Powerful. Today we're going to be doing bow and arrow, but it's not like bow and arrow where we're usually pulling it way back, because we're going to have the resistance of the band. And so we're going to learn how to use the resistance rather than force. So it's giving us feedback rather than us straining, okay? And so it's really listening to sensations and gauging based on sensations how big of a gesture we make, okay? So come stand on your mat, and I've been getting texts as to the different kinds of elastic that people have been using. And yeah, so there's like Calvin Klein's are out there. It was so funny. So yeah, and also somebody else was asking me, will I really be using the band? That that in the past I've said, oh, get plastic bags, and we're gonna do this and do that, and so this month I'm really committed to using the band every day, to discovering and unfolding and unpacking what we can do with this as a feedback into our bodies. And so whether it be the boxer shorts that you're using, or whether it be that you go out and buy one of those bands, I sent the email out the other day, or whether it be you have one of those physio bands and you tie a knot in it. Okay, so just see what you need, but see. Okay, so come stand on your mat. And have your band handy, or whatever it is that you're using. Have your underpants handy. So then, for this movement, we're going to bend our elbows. So bend your elbows clearly on your feet, and then with your band as close to your chest as you can, lift up towards the ceiling. So I have my band actually over my thumbs. For me, that feels really nice as a feeling. And then keeping the band as close as you can to your body, roll down. Nice. And then rolling up. And your band is gliding as close as you can to your body. And you're listening to your shoulders. One of my shoulders, as I rise up, just speaks a little bit of a resistance. And so I'm slowing the movement down. Gliding very close to your body on the way up. And then very close to your body on the way down. Bend your knees as much as you need to, as always. Rising up and traveling down. Nice. So rising up, pause with the band close to your forehead, and then draw your elbows close together. Okay, so my elbows are close, and then try and bring your hands backwards towards the wall behind you, and you'll feel your chest lifting as you do that. And then bring your belt down to your navel. So it's like I'm swinging my 90-degree angle elbows backwards and then down to my navel, and I feel this sense of there's a place where they just can't go any further. I'm really honoring that, listening to that, not forcing that. So band rises up, elbows stay bent, and then travels down. Nice. So straighten your arms, bring your arms up toward the ceiling. I'm going to bring my hands into my band now, so they're inside the band. And then lean over towards the right and push deeply into the left hip and the left side of your body. So let your left side travel to the left. Come back up to center. And then lean towards the left with your arms and the right with your torso and your hips. So you're trying to make yourself into the deepest banana shape that you can in wellness. Down, feel the emerging sensations as you travel from one side to the other. Nice. So bend your elbows where they are, up towards the ceiling, and then straighten your arms. And we're going to try that over to the side. So traveling over towards the right, and then really slowly bend your elbows, straighten your arms, over towards the left, bend your elbows, straighten your arms, and travel from side to side. Over towards the right, bend your elbows, and then over towards the left, bend your elbows. Nice. So pause and just roll your shoulders. Get rid of your band. Just hold your band in one hand for the moment there. And just roll. And then in the other direction. I'm just feeling that in your shoulders. Nice. So hold your band clearly. So I'm making two fists out of my hands to hold either side of my band, and then pull your right elbow back a bit. So I'm making a bow and arrow type shape, and then pull your left elbow back a bit. So you feel the sense of stretching into your band. And when I first started doing this, I made the really biggest movement that I could make. I was like, "Hurr." And then I went, oh no, I don't need to do that. So just feel the beginning of resistance, and then feel the beginning of resistance. So really it's the very first moment that you feel the elastic pulling, and then the first moment you feel the elastic pulling. So pause with your right arm straight and your left elbow a little bit bent. And just feel that in your body. Do you feel like you're recruiting your whole body for this, or is it only your arms? So my right arm is straight, my left elbow is bent, and now step your left foot back. I suddenly feel how it's like, ka-chung. I feel really connected now. I'm like, I've got this thing much more now. Come back to center. Other side, left arm is straight, right elbow is just a little bit bent. You feel the resistance of the band. Are you recruiting the whole of your body here? And then step your right foot back. I just feel like, yes, I'm much more efficient. So do that a few times, side to side. Right arm straight, left foot back. Left arm straight, step your right foot back. I feel this sense of, like, I'm even squinting my eyes and I'm kind of aiming down the top of my straight arm. I'm like, oh. I love these this feels ancient to me. This feels like some kind of hunting practice. Great, super, great. So come lie on the floor, all the way down, land on your back, and just let your shoulders land. Just feel that. Turn your palms towards the ceiling, and then just rock your pelvis from left to right. Let your knees travel as well. So I'm really swaying my knees from side to side and deepening into my belly. Just feel that. So the next movement, if you have anything going on with your rotator cuff, then don't use your band, okay? The intensity of what we will do will be enough without your band. If you've never had anything, any kind of injury in your shoulder, then use your band, okay? So your band is gonna go above your elbows, okay? Or no band, okay? If you're using underpants, this will be a bit tricky. So whatever you're doing, straighten your arms straight up towards the ceiling, and then bend your elbows and bring your fingertips to the floor above your head, and then push your fingertips down into the floor. And those of you with a band, your elbows will be moving towards each other, and those of you without the band, gently draw your elbows towards each other. And then slowly roll up and down along your spine. Keep pushing your fingertips down into the floor as you roll up and down. For me, there's kind of these moments of wobbly, jerky movements happening. And that's usually happening when I've changed the relationship of the muscles in my body and I have to learn something all over again. So notice, is this really smooth for you? Or is there reorganization and learning happening? Nice, one more time. Pause with your hips up towards the ceiling. Push your fingertips down a little bit more. Squeeze your bum. Nice. Walk your feet a little bit closer together. And then lift your right knee up so that you're drawing your right thigh up towards your chest. Nice. Bring your foot to the floor. Draw your left knee up towards you. Feel how there's a wobbly balance happening in the deep of your torso. So your stability has to happen in your rib cage. Typically when we're doing this, our arms are beside us. So they're like massive stabilizers of our torso. But now we've destabilized the shoulders and we're drawing one knee up towards our chest How do you hold a sense of stability in your torso as you do this? Nice. Pause. Drop your bum to the floor. Nice. One more of these. So lift your feet off the floor, both feet, and have your knees so that they're over your hips. And I've just shimmied my shoulders so that I'm really walking my shoulders away from my hips and I'm flattening my lower back down into the floor. Pause there, draw your lower belly down towards the floor. Nice. And then lower your right foot down, touch the floor. Knee is bent. And then let your left foot travel down. Right foot. And then left foot. If that feels like enough, stay there at that level or straighten your right leg long, keeping your lower back on the floor. Come back up. Straighten your left leg long, keeping your lower back on the floor. Just moving. Right leg long. Back up. Left leg long. And back up. Nice. Remove your belt. However you do that. And then just pause. Rest there. Back is on the floor. Nice. So roll over and come into your cat pose. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And just do a shoulder shrug. So shrug your shoulders forward and backwards. We're just massaging out anything that was working there. Shoulders forwards and backwards. And then roll your shoulders in a big circle. My breath is deepening. I really can feel that one of my shoulders has new information. There's new connections in my shoulder. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. So we're going to do the step forward in all the different ways that we've done so far. So rising up onto your knees, kneel high, and then step your right foot forward. Okay? Then bring your hands either side of your right foot and just pause there. Lean your belly down into your thigh. Breathe into your belly. Nice. Rising up, bring your knee back. Super. Other side. Step your left foot forward. Bring your hands either side of the left foot. Squeeze your belly down onto your thigh. Here, my left side. My hand doesn't clearly push down into the floor on the left side there. There's always something more for me on the left. Nice. Rising up, both knees to the floor. So the next way that we can bring our foot forward is lean over towards the left. Bring your right foot to where your right knee was, and then help the right foot forward and straighten your back leg. So if you want to bring your foot forward as we did before, where you rise high on your knees and then step your foot forward, then you can. Wherever you are, lean a bit more. So bend your knee a little bit more. So it travels a little bit more towards your toes and then a little bit more towards the back foot. So you're just rocking really slowly and gently forward and backwards. Deepen your breath. Nice. Knee to the floor. As we did before, help your foot backwards. So I'm going to help it back a bit, and then my knee comes down. Other side. Lean over towards the right. Left foot to where your left knee was. Help your foot forward. Lengthen your back leg. Long into the back leg. Lean deeply into your hips. And then rock forwards and backwards. Nice. Drop your knee to the floor. Help your foot back. I'm going to heel toe that foot back, and then both knees back. Nice. Push back, downward dog. All the way back into your downward dog. So just check, is your belt handy? So this is the moment where you're going to bring your belt somewhere near your hands on the floor. Okay, so just go find your belt and put it in place. Nice. Settling into your downward dog, creating length. Deepen your breath and see if you connect down into your legs with a little bit of a push or widen into the belly. Connect into your arms. Super. So from here, lift your right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee and imagine that your right foot's going to come towards your left shoulder. I did this only on one side. I think it was yesterday. So I was like, oh my God, I only did it on one side. Nice. So if you want to, you can either drop your knees down, help your foot forward, or sweep your right foot forward from here. See what you need or what you can. Turn your back foot 45-degree angle. Grab your belt in your right hand. Bring your elbow to your knee and then rise up. And just find your high lunge. So for me, high lunge, I want to bend my knee a little bit more, the front knee, and I want to lengthen into that back leg. And then I find my breath in the front of the left hip. And I just find, oh yeah, so this is me, just hanging out in a deep, powerful leg position, okay? Grab your belt, hold on to it with two fists either side of the waistband or the belt itself, and then pull your left elbow back and reach forward with your right arm. Nice. So funny, I get squinty. It's like I start to sight down along that right arm. You can bring your elbow higher so that it's closer to the side of your face. I like my elbow lower. So there's the wing version. I don't really like the wing version. I like the elbow down and back, more like the beginning of lawnmower. And then slowly travel with the front hand up towards the ceiling and everything else is traveling. So you're aiming down along that right arm and your right arm is reaching up. Deepen into your legs and push that right hand more and more towards the ceiling. Breathe into your belly. Really be powerful in your breath down into that left hip. Nice. Slowly lower your right arm down. Release your belt. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Creating length. Nice. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. And then bend your left knee and bring your left foot towards in the direction of your right shoulder. I've seen people actually touch their shoulder with their foot. But I have no expectation that we will do that today. Just lean into what it is that you do in wellness. What's your shape? Nice. So either swing your foot forward between your hands, drop your knees, do whatever way you do to bring your foot forward. Bring your left elbow to your knee, have your belt rising up. Okay, so I'm holding on to the belt with two fists. Left arm is long, right elbow is bent. And I'm pulling it back into the lawnmower. So if I continued, my elbow would be down and back. Okay, so beginning of lawnmower is bow and arrow. Really anchor down into your legs. Back leg straight, front knee bent. Deepen your breath into the front of that right hip. So we didn't pause at the beginning of that, but do it now. Really settling, deepening. I'm sighting down along that left arm. My left arm is fierce and forward. And then slowly begin to rise like you're following something with the left arm. Deepen your breath into the front of that right hip. Slow things down. Nice. Slowly lower your hand down until it's directly forward in front of you. Release. Nice job. Turn your toes towards the right side of your mat, hands to the floor, and just travel. And then kind of move in a way that you're like, how would you move here? Like I include my breath and I have this deep sense of awakening and stretching, and it's like a deep arising from the deep of my belly into movement. I just feel that. How do you move? Your hands can be wide, they can be narrow. You can twist towards the opposite foot if you want to. You can wiggle your chest, move your feet. How would you connect into the power and the movement of this place? Maybe your hands go back behind you. Maybe your hands go wide. Nice. Come lie on the floor, all the way down. How do you land? Pause. Let that settle. Arms are wide, out to the side. Just sway your knees from side to side. As you sway your knees, deepen your breath into your belly. Nice. Soles of your feet together, knees apart, hands rest on your belly. Pause. How do you settle? Nice. Staying there, pausing. Nice. So just check in, did you mind your shoulders during that movement? Did you listen and attend to your ability, your range, your strength? Do you feel powerful and well right now? Or do you feel, oh, that was a bit strong? So if you're feeling that, then remember that you can shrink the goal. So we're better off consistently, systematically, steadily moving than doing something really big and then not being able to move tomorrow or being unable to move forward in what we're doing. So make the movement smaller. Pull less on your band. Don't use the band. You're better off doing less today because tomorrow's class is really important you turn up. Not that tomorrow's class is anything more, but it's more just like tomorrow. I need to be able to also move tomorrow rather than crash and burn and do the biggest movement you can. So great. I really enjoyed that. I feel well and connected. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah, be well. Thanks.